Hi, this is Michael. My name is Michael Winsor, and I am making this video to help you with any kind of issues you might have with marketing online or even just network marketing. It's very important to know that if you are going after people to to join your online or your program, your offer may be wonderful, but you don't want to uh, just assume that it's going to be wonderful to the people who are looking at it. So, what you're going to do is you're going to use what's called attraction marketing. That's what I'm going to teach you a little bit about. I'm going to do a lot more of that later on. Um, so, let's get started with this. One of the first things you need to do is to know a little bit about the people you're marketing to. Um, and that's something that you can ask them if you're meeting someone somewhere. You don't want to go up to them immediately at a cocktail party and say, "Oh, I've got this wonderful program. I don't care anything about you, but this is what I'm doing." You wouldn't do that in a cocktail party. You wouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that online, even though we maybe formally did that. So what you're going to do is you're going to uh, at least know some things about different groups of people and what their likes, their dislikes, and their fears are. This is a very general um, sort of scattergun approach. We're not going to go into great. I mean, I'm going to go into some detail, but the best way is getting to know people and to work out an avatar that is the person that you're going to go after. You know who they are, what their fears are, what they dream about, so forth. So the first thing I want to do is share, and again, my name is Michael Winsor, Winsor. I am a network marketer myself. I'm actually an internet marketer, and I've got several programs I'm involved in. And I apologize for the looks right now. And this is in my kitchen. I do like to cook, so I've got all those pots up there. I'm always hitting my head on those pots. Um, so here we go. I hope the phone won't ring. I did do this on my phone, but I couldn't get it onto my computer, so that's what we're going to do here. Uh, there are basically three different groups that I want to be addressed that you will be addressing. This is going to be posted on my Facebook page. Attract prospects, don't chase them. And you've got three different groups. The first one would be network marketers or networkers. This is really the old school kind of approach. The Amway, the just different things where you are having meetings, meetings in hotels, meeting in homes. You're not necessarily using the internet, though I know Amway is, if it's still around, is using the internet now, trying to become another Amazon. Anyway, um, networkers are those who aren't necessarily on the internet, and they've got their own special needs and concerns and their pains and their desires and their lingo, the language. This is important because the language of different groups is going to be different based on their who they are. So look at the pains of networkers, the things they don't like. Well, no money is one of them. Fearing rejection, um, and criticism from friends and family. Why are you doing that? You're not. You'll never make a success with this, and it takes a really strong ego to put up with that. I know I've had that. No time, no time. Maybe you've got a full-time job and you're trying to do this in your own time. As I said, home meetings and hotel meetings, they can take a lot of time and they can be very, very, very disappointing. Failure is a part of any part of marketing, but it's something that networkers particularly feel. The term auto ship, shipping things out automatically, or having lots of stuff in your garage, if you have a garage. Having no mentors, having no prospects. This is These are the pains of the networkers. Then you have their desires, the desires of a networker. And as again, we're thinking about how you're going to write copy to approach these people. One would be a rank increase, getting up to a higher level. Building a team. This is always important. Having some time freedom, space freedom that you can do things. Having money. That's one of the reasons that people get into these businesses. Having time so that you're not just a slave to someone else's time. Having prospects, people that want what you have. Thinking that there must be an easier way of doing this. You maybe want to quit your job. You want to fire your boss, and you want to have more time for your family. Now, the lingo that's found in network marketing is going to be things like recruiting, auto ship, sharing, not selling, prospects, upline and downline. You hear that a lot in network marketing. That's my upline, that's my downline. Residuals, that's the thing that helps you to make money without having to constantly be working. Duplication. You want to be able to, in network marketing, you want to have people that can duplicate what you've done and help them to duplicate that. And then we talk about a hot market and a cold market or a warm market. Most people who get involved in networking, networkers will burn through their warm market very fast, and people don't want to see them come. Okay? So that's networkers, and that's still around, but the biggest thing now is the internet marketing and affiliate marketing. That's what I'm involved in. Affiliate marketing is where you sell something that someone else has created, either an information product or an actual physical product, and you make money. You make a percentage of that money yourself. The pains of affiliate marketers or internet marketers are technology. A lot of people are not technologically savvy. Luckily, I am fairly technologically savvy. I've been involved with computers for a long time, but it is hard sometimes. Expensive ads are part of network marketing. Gosh, it can be very expensive buying solo ads. Having a learning curve, especially with the technology. You can't just get into it immediately. It can be overwhelming. And the other thing that happens when you're not making money, all of a sudden another shiny object appears on the scene. You think, ooh, I can make some money with that. I've succumbed to that. No more. I'm holding my fire. I'm not spending any more money on these shiny objects out there. And I'd advise you to do the same thing, to focus. Wondering what the next step is when you, especially if you don't have a good program and you don't have mentors or coaches, then that next step may be hard. Maybe you don't have leads, you don't have sales, you don't have customers. Those are the things that are really hurting for internet marketers and affiliates. Then there are desires of affiliates and internet marketers. Leads, having mentorship, having someone who is concerned about you and wants to help you. Autopilot, you want things to go relatively automatic, but you've got to put some work in before things can be automatic. You want to have sales. Then you have funnels. Actually, the networkers don't talk about funnels. They don't, because they're not on the internet. But funnels are a very useful thing, but they can be very complicated, and it's sometimes hard. Residuals, again, that's so you can make money, work and make money, and have it keep coming in some way. Having traffic, you want traffic. You want recognition. Maybe you do want to rank recognition. And you want to have information products. Those are the things that you don't have to put in your garage. You can just sell those information products. And you want results. Okay, those are the desires of the affiliate marketers and the internet marketers. In the lingo, it's different from networkers. You're going to have lead generation. You want things that will generate leads. You want traffic. You want clicks. You want people to click on your ad. And you talk about cost per click. or eyes per click, where you're looking at things. You're talking about paid advertising versus free advertising. And keep in mind that there is no such thing as truly free advertising, because if it's free, it means that you're putting in time and that your time is worth money. So you have to be aware of that. You're talking about content, you're talking about relevance with ads and things. Um, and we talk about avatars, people, where we focus on what our normal client looks like and what they fear and what they want, and have that too. We talk about webinars, going on and listening to somebody else talking. And if you're looking at this, you're on a site probably that is something that is it's called attract prospects, don't chase after them. That's not exactly it, but I'll put it below the video when you see this. And then you've also got, as I say, you've got funnels that you have to, that's a terminology that's used by affiliates and internet marketers. And now we come to the third category, which is one of my favorites, because it's something that is overlooked, and people will use terminology with this next group of people that just goes over their head. They don't know what you're talking about, and that's what the term is: cubicle slave. The cubicle slave is a person like Dilbert who works in a cubicle in a company. And we all know the joys or maybe we don't all know. I do, what that's like. Even having worked as a nurse in a hospital, although you're not in a cubicle, you're dealing with some of the same issues that a cubicle slave deals with. So one of the pains is you're a workman. You're being paid money for your time. You're concerned about holidays. That can be a real issue. Maybe you're getting holidays when you don't want the holidays. You may be bored sitting in your cubicle, and you use spinners just to sort of kill that. Or maybe you're just you're cruising on the internet, and you got a thing that shuts it down fast when the supervisor comes. No promotions, perhaps. You're worried about promotions. That's you get little vacation. You don't have any sick time, or the pay that you get for sick time is not very good. You're completely tied to the alarm clock, getting up early, waking up earlier than you really want to work and get up. You're dealing with office politics. Certainly, when I was a nurse in a hospital, I was dealing a lot with politics. I was bullied by some of the more experienced nurses, and that happens. Um, Maybe you're looking for a raise and you're not getting a raise. Maybe you hate your boss. You don't really like your boss. Or you hate your coworkers. Again, these are not necessarily your friends. You may make friends with your coworkers, make friends with your boss, but they're not your natural group of friends. And sometimes they can be kind of trying. Um, maybe you don't have time off, or not enough time off, especially if you're a parent. Or maybe you've got to worry about overtime, either having too much or not having enough overtime if you want to make money with that. And then working weekends. Again, when I was working as a hospice nurse and also as a um, uh, home health nurse, we had to do weekends, and that can be really trying. Okay, that's the pains of a cubicle slave. The desires are really, you sit there and you're looking up and you're trying to figure out, what you'd like. Maybe it's more money. And that's what most of these things involve, is more money. You want to quit your job. Don't you know that? You want to have more time off. You want to have a better schedule. You want to have raises. And then here's the big one, is you want to work from home. Now, for a lot of people who are tied to the cubicle, work from home means that you're maybe selling candles, or making things to sell on Pinterest, or selling, making candy at home or whatever. That's what a lot of people think when they talk about working from home, if they're in that environment. The other term you hear in the cubicle world is a startup, especially in the tech world. they see the tech world moving around them. They're knowledgeable about that, and they say, I want to do a startup. But that takes money, it takes a lot of time. The other thing that you hear in the cubicle world is the pain of commuting. Maybe you're commuting for 2 hours to get to work and then 2 hours at the end of the day. That's an awful lot of time. And also, you hear about you want to sleep in occasionally, and you want to have family time. So those are the desires of the person in the cubicle. The lingo is very different from the other two. You hear the term startup. Again, that's you hear the term compliance because you have to worry about that. For a while, I was a stockbroker, and we had to worry a lot about compliance. You hear the term sick leave. If you're a network marketer, you're not worried about sick leave. I mean, you go to the doctor when you need to go. 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. That's the world of the cubicle person. You have deadlines. That's something that can really be very overwhelming. You have to worry about overtime. Maybe you need overtime you need time to do things, and yet you're being told you can't use that overtime. You have to get it done in the time. The term hump day, Wednesday, that's totally the cubicle world. Email. For some people, email is just the bane of their existence. I just go through clicking and getting rid of things and telling people to unsubscribe and all that sort of thing. Schedules. Again, schedules can be very time consuming or schedules can be kind of not the thing that you really want, that it doesn't necessarily work for you. The other thing is meetings. If managers could learn that a standing meeting takes less time because people are standing and they don't want to sit around just bullshitting, meetings could be done a lot faster. But meetings are a term that you hear in the cubicle world. Happy hour. Happy hour. We used to go to happy hour as a stockbroker, and I don't drink very much, and it's just something that people do. Promotions, that's the thing you're worried about in the cubicle world. And the other thing is the cost of gas, because you're having to commute. So those are the things that are part of the cubicle slave. So I'm going to have other videos here. Again, I apologize. Well, not apologize. I'm proud of being a baker, and so I've got lots of pots and pans. And I work in my kitchen. I feel most comfortable there. I have a very big kitchen. So my name again is Michael Winsor, Winsor. I am a retired Episcopal priest. I'm also a retired registered nurse. I do massage. I do hypnotherapy. And I'm making money online. And that's something that is takes some time, but it's something I really enjoy. My email is winsorknots@gmail.com. WINSOR, no D, WINSOR KNOTS@gmail.com, and my telephone number is 214-207-0543. I'd love to hear from you, and to find out more about what I really do, and I think you might be interested in that as well. But I'm not going to push my products on this. So I hope that you're well. I hope you find this interesting. I hope you found this valuable. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.